What is up, guys? I am the Blender Coder, and today I'm going to show you how to use Python in Blender. This is part 2, and I'm just going to get started. So last time we covered how to print things to the console, which we're going to activate up here at Window and Toggle System Console. Window Toggle System Console. Okay. So right here, this is our console. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go from Blender Render to Blender Game, and from default to Game Logic. Okay. Now that we have this, I'm just going to show you what we covered last time really quickly. Go from Python to Game Logic Simple. Delete this. And the heck. This is just how we say a word. Hello. Hello. Then we're going to add a sensor. Always. Python. Connect the two. And plug it in. Press P to play. Wait a little bit. Look at our screen. Press P to play. Look at our screen right here. It says hello. That's good. Okay, that's what we covered last time. Oh, and make sure that you never press X out of this because it'll shut down Blender. Okay, so let's get started with what we're learning today. We're learning if statements. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over here. I'm going to just unlink that. After you switch from Blender Game to from Blender Render to Blender Game, and from default to Game Logic, go over here and select Templates, Python, and Templates, Python, Game Logic Simple. I'm gonna highlight this and delete it. If you, by the way, if you have any questions, if you're stuck on something, feel free to just ask. I will answer all of your questions. Like all of them. And that's about it. So after we have this, let's come over here and name it. Let's just name it to script.py. The py is for Python, and then come over here, select your cube. Because this is because we want to run the code, we have to decide where we're going to run the code, and we need an object for that. So that's what this own and comp means. I explained that in the last video. If you want to know that, you want to go to the first video if you missed out on that, because I explain this right here. Let's go to from add sensor. Okay, and we're gonna add an always sensor, so it's always gonna be doing this, and we're gonna add a Python sensor, so it's always gonna be running the Python code. Select these three dots right here, and then let's put in our script. So it's always gonna be running the script. Today we're gonna be learning about if statements. So in our main function, we're going to just get started. So what an if statement is it's exactly what it sounds like. It's saying if something happens, then do this, else do this, else if, do this, but we're not going to get into else if. But this is what we are going to do. We're going to say if. So pretty much you just write if something, what are we going to say? Well, first, let's make a variable. Here, I'll teach you a few things today. So, what you do to make a variable is you just type in any random word. So, let's just call it var for variable. Okay, and a variable can be either equal to a group of letters or numbers or another variable. So, if it's a number, you just write 12. If you want it to be a string, you put these two quotations like in print, and then you put what you want in. So, hello. So let's just name this variable 1 actually. And then var2, we're going to make another variable 2. And we're going to make it equal to 10. And then we're going to come down to our if statement again, and we're going to say if variable 2, so var2, is equals to, and when you're saying equal to in the if statement, you put 2 equals, so it knows that you're talking about, like, if it's actually equivalent to another thing. So just make sure you have 2 equal signs. So if it's equal to 10, and then you put this little colon right here to show that it's the end of that if, and then we go into the if. So if variable 2 is equal to n, then let's say print. This is what we learned last time. I'm going to put these 2 parentheses right here, and instead of saying instead of putting quotations in and saying variable 1, we're not going to put in quotations. So when when you want it to print a variable, don't put in quotations, just put in the name of the variable. So we can name this anything. This is why variables are useful, because you can use them all over again without having to write out 1,000 words each time. So hello blah 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 blah. That might be too big. Not too big, but just I want it to fit inside the console. So just print this, and let's press P to play. Wait a couple seconds, get out of there, and look at this. Because variable 2 right here was equal to 10 right here, it printed variable 1, which was equal to hello. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's go into an else statement now. So what an else statement is it's gonna say if this is equal to variable 2. If variable 2 is equal to 10, then I want you to print this. But if it's equal to anything else, so else with the colon again, and then enter. Make sure you press enter when like right after the colon, like that. So enter print, and then say var2 no, so we're gonna say variable, so we're gonna add quotation marks, variable 2 is not equal to 10. Okay, so let's just change this variable 2 to something like 11. Okay, so let's press P to play, wait a little bit, go into our console, and then it'll say variable 2 is not equal to 10. Now we can change this right here to this, but we already have it printing right there, so what's the point in that? But we could have one variable saying that, and then one variable saying this. But that's pretty much an if statement. And that concludes this tutorial. So if you have any questions, just ask down below, and if you just need any help, just tell me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.